The Alpha Sessions.
Hello and welcome to the Alpha Sessions. I'm Macie Lewis and I'm joined by the incredible Ace Redman. So thank you for joining us, and how are you? How's everything going?
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm good, yeah. I've been doing well.
Good. So describe your music for us and everyone watching right now.
I always kind of like describe my music as alternative singer-songwriter style. But I like to sort of keep it broad, keep it fairly non-specific, because I always kind of switch in between, you know.
Yeah, it's good to keep it open.
Yeah, exactly.
Have different ideas.
Exactly.
It's great, yeah, vibe of it all. So what got you into music?
So, I started just playing piano, very kind of started off classical piano and everything like that, when I was about 9, and I absolutely hated it for years, and I thought, you know, this bloody thing, I don't like the piano at all. And, then when I was about 13 or 14, I started to actually quite enjoy it and realise it was something that I was good at compared to my friends, I guess. And I was like, I'm actually proud of the fact that I can do this. And then COVID hit, and during COVID I didn't have much else to do. So I spent a lot of time learning different like songs, spending more time focused on, you know, more modern music that isn't just old classical music, you know. And started writing and just absolutely like fell in love. And it was, since then, there's been nothing else I wanted to do, you know.
That's amazing. So really, we can thank lockdown for your amazing career.
Yeah, thank goodness for that. Eh?
Yeah, not the best thing to think, but we're thanking it. But yeah, people may not know that you've moved to London from Brighton. So what prompted your move here?
I always felt like I wanted to be kind of in the middle of the industry, and especially, you know, when I was sort of 17 in Brighton, I was starting to feel like it was quite difficult to meet people and to find people and all that, because I was just sort of far enough out of Brighton that it was really hard to be in there all the time and going to gigs every night, and I couldn't, you know, do that so easily. There's no good public transport like there is in London in this quite the same way. So I came here and I'm studying music at university here now, and I've met so many like amazing people and really honed what I do.
It's the best place to network.
Exactly.
So would you say you moved here before uni or for uni?
I moved here for uni,
Right.
for sure, but I'm planning to stay once I've finished as well.
Oh, that's really exciting. Do you have plans for afterwards yet?
Nothing concrete. I'm hoping it's sort of just an easy transition. Like nothing's even changed. I just stopped going to lectures a few times a week, you know.
Yeah, I get that. And has moving to London affected your music career? And if so, how has it affected it?
There's lots more gigs in London. I've been able to meet loads of other people and play different places that I never would have played otherwise. I met my wonderful band in London. I've got a drummer and a bassist now who I work with, and they have definitely sort of changed the way I look at songwriting, and as well the way I perform and the way I do everything, I guess.
Yeah, having a band is amazing. I was actually going to ask you questions on them later, so you beat me to it. But yeah, your song lyrics have been compared to Declan McKenna, and you said he's like your favourite singer anyway. So these are about worldly issues, your songs, and stuff going on. Why has this been your focus?
So, yeah, when I started sort of writing songs and everything, I was listened to a lot of 70s music, listened to a lot of, you know, Billy Joel, Elton John, that sort of thing, because they had the piano influence behind them. And they were both artists that started from classical, like, you know, I did, so it was a real inspiration for me. And then when I was about 16, 17, I saw Matt Maltese live. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he really sort of opened my eyes to what you can write about, because I've always enjoyed putting a bit of a sense of humour into my songs, but I really struggled to, I didn't want to, you know, write funny songs. I feel like funny song piano guy has been done very well by lots of other people. And yeah, his sort of approach to lyricism and to chords and everything like that was really interesting to me. He has this sort of melancholy sadness about his songs that he also writes from like a point of view of this, he understands the irony of talking about it, and like, I guess I've always sort of felt a bit inauthentic writing about, like, why do I wake up in the morning and think that everyone should hear about how I feel, you know? Which I think is something that most songwriters, or a lot of songwriters, don't have a problem with, but I always hated writing about myself in that way. And if I approach it from like this tongue-in-cheek feeling of like sarcasm, it feels way more like I know it's ridiculous as well. I'm just writing about it. So Declan McKenna is someone else that I found really understands that and sings from that point of view as well.
Yeah, it's really impactful. Do you think your music is impacting people?
I like to think so. I mean, I've loved music for a very long time, you know. I always found that I didn't necessarily relate to, or I just loved songs for being songs, not because they reminded me of me, you know. And I'm sure there's lots of other people out there like that, but I guess maybe because I write my songs from a pretty different approach and try and write songs that I can relate to, you know, because I'm writing them. I'm sure there's other people out there who feel the same as I do, and maybe my songs would be for them.
Yeah, definitely. And you've got a song out called Schrödinger, and it's got very powerful messages in it as well. So do you want to tell everyone what those messages are and why you wrote that song?
Yeah, so that song is about feeling very kind of uncertain in life. It's about, I wrote it shortly after I moved to the city, moved to London, and it's all about feeling like really overwhelmed, not quite sure if things are good or bad, not sure about your place. And it's, so Schrödinger was a physicist, or kind of, you know, scientist. I'm actually not sure if he was a physicist. And he had this theory that if you put a cat in a box and then like press the button and there's a 50% chance that the cat will die, then while the cat's in the box, it's both alive and dead at the same time. Which is a pretty morbid thing to write a song from, but I thought that feeling of uncertainty, it's just a joke on the feeling of uncertainty essentially, but I thought I'd write it from the point of view of the cat.
Feeling off, I can't imagine it's just me. There's something I can't put my finger on. Would you say the grass looks just a little bit more green? Has the sky really been this grey all along? Don't suppose you've seen my sense of humour anywhere. If it isn't missing, then it's broken beyond repair. Is it really true that opposites attract? Or is that just some propaganda from the magnet enthusiasts? I think I feel like Schrödinger's cat must have felt. In that tiny little box I lie awake, eyes open, just dreaming in my bed. Are the walls really closing in, or is it in my head? If I started off with 9 lives, I have used 8 of them by now. Without them I feel scared and incomplete, tumbling like whiskey, spinning round and upside down, way too fast to land on my feet. Stuck in my body and my mind all at once. Suddenly I find the days turn into months. When I look around I never see someone like me. Funny when you think about it, 'cause I guess we're all just meat. I think I feel like Schrödinger's cat must have felt. In that tiny little box I lie awake, eyes open, just dreaming in my bed. Are the walls
Alpha Sessions.
Another cool thing about the song is the piano intro, because it goes really intense and then just silence. And I think that's just so unique and cool. So why did you choose to include it, and what does it symbolise?
So that to me is actually the sort of overwhelming feeling of the song. Like it's all about feeling overwhelmed and uncertain. So I just wanted to write this introduction, and especially I wrote it to go from the first chorus into the second verse because I found it really hard to transition between them. But I first heard a technique like that in this Elton John song called 60 Years On, and I was like, it's just not a pleasant listening experience when you listen to that song. For me, I was like, oh, I didn't like it at all. And I thought, I kind of want that in this song. Actually, I want people to feel uncomfortable right from the get-go. And I just think that's a very...
It's really unique and it's cool.
Yeah.
And now you said that about the cat and how you written it from the perspective of the cat. Like, it all links together, and it's really interesting, a really talented thing to do. But speaking of piano, which you are amazing at, by the way, like, those skills, amazing. What was the learning process like?
Just learning in general?
Yeah, learning piano. Like, I've never learned any instrument. I've tried, but I've given up very quickly because I can't pick it up. How did you pick it up so easily?
I didn't. Like the first... Like I said, I've been playing for a long time, and I didn't like it at all for the first 4 or so years. And it was like I really got better very slowly for those 4 years because I didn't like practicing. I didn't enjoy it. I just practiced because I had to, and I had lessons. And then it wasn't until I liked it that I really started improving, I feel like. So, yeah, I think the biggest learning curve for me actually was moving from playing just sheet music piano to playing with a band and playing with other people. It's so untransferable, a lot of those skills, and I spent a really long time getting the hang of that.
What was that like, trying to get the hang of it?
It was tough because I felt like I was playing with these guitarists and stuff who were really good, but they'd only been playing for a couple of years. It's like I knew that I could play as well as they could, but I just couldn't get my head around the band kind of feeling and, you know, playing chords instead of other stuff. So it was a bit daunting, it was a bit scary at first, but everyone was always really nice to me, and it was very...
That's really good, everyone's so welcoming.
Yeah,
it's a very welcoming community, which is really great. Do you play any other instruments?
Not as well as piano. I play a bit of guitar. I used to play violin as well, but I definitely didn't get too far with that one.
How comes you stopped?
I think it was partly because it was like, when am I going to use this?
Yeah.
And partly because it was just a lot. I had a lot on my plate at the time, so I stopped doing lessons. Then because I stopped doing lessons, I stopped practicing. And then because I stopped practicing, I don't play it anymore. So
that makes sense, fair enough. And piano you're made to get anyway. Like, I was watching you earlier and I was just thinking, how does he do that? Because I can't. I could play Farah Jacka and that's it. Which is the basics. And you have unreleased songs like Romantic. What inspired this song?
So this one's actually a bit of a funny story behind how I wrote that, where I must have been 18 or 19 and I was at a party, and there were a bunch of us at this party, and one of my mates kind of saw this girl that he liked the look of, and they started talking, and it really seemed at the time like he was having no luck at all, like, and we were all kind of laughing at him, mostly feeling sorry for him, but he wasn't giving up. Like, he really was trying to be nice to this girl and, you know, get her attention. And so I kind of wrote the song from that observation of, like, this guy who, he's a nice guy, I know he's a nice guy, he's doing his best, everyone sort of likes him, but no one actually wants to go out with him. But then the joke was on me because he ended up, this has been his girlfriend of 2 years now.
Oh,
so.
Gosh, it backfired. You know what? It made a great song out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
do you have plans on releasing the song?
I do, yes. I'm hoping to include it on my EP, which I don't have any release date for, but I'm working on at the moment.
That's really exciting. So how many songs are on this EP?
I think it's looking like 4 or 5.
Do you have a name for it yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, so it's like early work.
Yeah, no, I'm still in the studio. Like, I haven't even it's all written. I just haven't started post production yet.
Goodbye, Mr. Tough Guy. Goodbye, Mr. Cool. Tonight night I'm drinking with a black-eyed, white-collar fool. Oh, he's been feeling lonely, he needs a little love. Someone tell him that he's not the only one who's got it rough. But at the heart of the problem is the heart of the man, as his 12th joke of the night fails to land. He's got good intentions and a kindly demeanor, always head over heels and a bit of a dreamer. He's a romantic, proof they still exist, and wherever she is he won't be far behind. With a subtle grand gesture and a quote on how love is blind. The world always needs more of the people like him. Rebels with a cause and bees who've used their sting. He wears a rose out on his chest, giving him the confidence he needs. Besides, it's the closest he'll logistically get to wearing his heart out on his sleeve. Oh, always perpetually down on his luck, he goes in for a kiss, comes out with a hug, takes a swig and a swing at somebody, anybody else. 'Cause the only one not good enough for him is himself. He's a romantic, proof they still exist, and wherever she is he won't be far behind. With a subtle grand gesture and a quote on how love is blind. He'll be out tonight drowning his sorrows for fun. He doesn't even like the taste, only drinks to get drunk, and his head might ache. Have a frown on his face, back out tomorrow with his heart on display.
The Alpha Sessions.
How come you decided to make the EP, or making the EP?
I really feel like a lot of my songs work better as a package, because I think that it takes. Yeah, I think it's an easy way to show people what I play and what I work on, and an easy way to find new listeners is through Spotify. And I think having like a long release plan that ends in a package, to me, is more representative of the art that I want to make compared to just releasing a single like I did with Schrödinger.
Yeah, totally get that. It's really exciting you making it though. Really, really great. And are your band going to be involved in it?
Yeah, my bands are hopefully going to be recording a few of the songs with me. It's just myself, a drummer and a bassist at the moment. But yeah, I think they will be helping me, as well as some other musicians who aren't necessarily in my band, but will be playing guitar
exciting.
and such. Yeah.
It's like little features. That's great.
Exactly.
So how did your band form?
Well, my drummer, Madeline, I'm really good mates with, and we actually live together now. We're sharing a flat with some other people. And I think I met her at a songwriting circle last year, where neither of us were playing. We were both just watching. It was right after I moved into London, and she'd just moved into London from Devon as well. So we met doing that and just have hit it off since. And then my bass player is someone called Alendo, who is the loveliest guy. He's the year below us in university, and he fantastic bass player, really good producer as well. He found us through, we were just kind of advertising for a bassist, and he immediately clicked with the band like that.
That's amazing. It's so good. You all get on really, really well.
Yeah.
So when would you say the band formed? Properly formed. When was the first gig together?
First gig was on the, I think it was back in November.
How'd that go?
Yeah. It went really well.
Oh, great.
It was a good turnout. Lots of people enjoyed it. Yeah, I think we played well as well. So
do you have another one coming up with them?
no plans as of right now, because we're all focused on making this EP.
Yes. Yeah.
And on working on other such things. But I think this summer and this autumn should be a big return for the band.
Oh, it's
hopefully.
exciting. Go back together again.
Yeah.
Do you have any other gigs in general coming up?
Actually, March 21st, I've got one just myself, sadly, no band, coming up, and that's going to be down in Sussex, near Brighton.
Oh, you're going back home.
Exactly.
That's
And
exciting.
you can find out more information about that on my Instagram. It will be advertised, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It's for the Broadwater Talent Show.
Oh, exciting. So I assume you're like part of the talent show. You guys, is there a prize for the winner at the end? Like,
Yeah, they're just putting on sort of multiple shows, and you can kind of do a set in each one. So they're not having, it's not a big night. Just in various pubs around the area. And if you do well at one show, they'll just move you on to the next one. And I think there's a cash
great.
prize at the end.
Oh, exciting. And it's even better because you're going to be at home.
Yep.
So your family come out and support you
Exactly.
Oh, it's so nice and homely. That's great.
Might be a nice series of gigs as well.
Yeah. So where is one place you would love to perform?
I would love to perform at the Coco Club or Coco Cafe. It's two venues that are sort of attached under one umbrella in Camden.
How comes there?
They are it's this beautiful venue. It's really nice. I really like the music that they have there, generally. I think it used to be a cinema or something, and then it's a nightclub as well now. But if you've not been, even if I'm not playing, you should 100% go and check it out. It's stunning.
So who have you seen there before?
I've seen Matt Maltese there. I've seen Sophie May there. And I went to a gig at the cafe, but I can't remember what it was, what the artist's name was. But she was really good as well.
What was the atmosphere like when you were watching them?
It's a very hypnotic venue. There's a lot of red lighting.
Yeah.
And it's this beautiful, like, high ceilinged. It's like a scaled down version of a theatre, right? So it feels very easy to get drawn into the music and really engage. And everyone else there is always kind of swaying, and it's just a lovely.
That
lovely
sounds great.
experience.
So hopefully you'll get there.
Mhm.
You will get there. I know you will.
I'm sure I will.
Yeah.
Eventually.
You will. You got another unreleased song called Parasocial Activity. Tell us what this song is about.
Yes, this song's got a funny title, but it's not that funny of a song, I'd say. This one's just about this character. So a lot of my songs are written not from my own point of view. They're all characters, okay?
Yeah.
So Schroding is one of the exceptions there. But this one's about a character who they've got this person that they clearly really are into. They really love them, and they know everything about them. They know their favourite films. They know their favourite songs. All of this, and the other person barely even knows they exist. So they've got this parasocial relationship between each other.
So how comes you chose to do it on that specific idea?
I just had the title popped into my head because it's a play on obviously the film Paranormal Activity, which is about this ghost that no one else can see but is watching and messing with this family. And the idea of parasocial activity where to them I'm invisible, but to me that's the main person, that's what I'm really focused on.
Yeah.
I just thought a funny idea for a song.
That is great. It sounded great earlier, which everyone's going to hear in a moment as well. Is this song going to be on the EP?
Absolutely, yeah. It will
Great.
be.
I love the name of your dog. I'd kiss you as a frog. To you, my face is more of the same. the day I had to remind you my name. I saw a film last week, wish you'd been there. CGI and camera tricks, I had to hide behind the chair. Still it reminded me of the pair of us. Parasocial activity, an invisible ghost who loves. I've watched every film you've talked about, listened to the songs you've sung out loud. Pretty sure you're still more into my dad. You say you want to live abroad. You claim everybody here looks bored, but around you boredom feels like a fad. And if you left, boredom might not seem so bad. I saw a film last week, wish you'd been there. CGI and camera tricks, I had to hide behind the chair. Still it reminded me of the pair of us. Parasocial activity, an invisible ghost who loves. I saw a film last week, wish you'd been there. CGI and camera tricks, I had to hide behind the chair.
The Alpha Sessions.
So aside from singing, will you ever make a music video? Do you have any music videos? Is that an idea?
Yeah, I'd love to. I really like kind of films and I love watching films. So I'd love to try my hand at sort of directing and, I don't know if I'd like to star in a music video or not, but I definitely would like to help work on one. And I definitely have plans to do one or two for this upcoming EP if I can.
That'd be
But
great.
yeah, I'll have to try and find some people to do it with, I suppose.
Find some actors. I'm sure the band would love to get involved.
I'm sure they will. They won't have a
Yeah.
choice,
Have to now.
Exactly.
So what songs on the EP would you want to make a music video out of?
There's one song which I didn't play today called Girl With No Name, which is going to be on the EP, which I would definitely like to do a music video for. Just because I've got some ideas for it. I suppose a music video would be good for... I think Romantic would make an interesting music video. It's a very character-focused, story-focused song, so I think
You
that'd
could
be...
recreate the moment of your friend
Exactly.
approaching that girl.
I won't ask him to be in it,
Yeah.
if he even knows who he is.
Yeah, if he knows about him. It'd be funny though, imagine just recreating the whole party.
Exactly.
It'd
Yeah.
be like you're living your past again.
Yeah, that'd be a bit weird.
It would be weird. So within the music industry, where do you see yourself in the future?
I really would like to work both as a working songwriter and as an artist. So I love writing my own songs and performing and, recording and putting stuff on an EP. I also just love my favourite part of the whole process, though, is the writing of the song. So if I can also get a nice publishing deal or something and get more experience writing with other people, I think that'd be absolutely incredible. I've done a fair bit of it at university, and it's just been like a really nice experience. I always really enjoy it.
Oh, great. So what are the best conditions for you to write in? Like, where do you think you write the best music?
I always write the best music just sitting at the piano. I know some people really like to use kind of Logic or a DAW and record it as they write it and come up with drum parts and everything and start with that. I know some people might find a beat on YouTube and then write lyrics to that, or ask someone else to come up with a melody and they come up with lyrics and everything like that. But I always find I can only write well if I'm sitting behind a piano.
Yeah, it's just,
Personally.
it flows.
Yeah,
It'd be
exactly.
great. Is there any artist you would love to work with and why?
I mean, obviously you've got Matt Maltese
Yes,
and
the icons.
such. There's also someone called Roland Fawn, who is an American artist who's a bit smaller than Matt Maltese, but he writes music very similar to the sound that I'd like to write in, but I think it'd be interesting to do some songs with him because he's got a very different approach and outlook on life than I've got, but I still just love his music. And then also I would enjoy working with someone called, Macie Peters?
Yeah.
Yeah. She grew up in the same town as me and went to the same school.
Oh, wow.
Obviously a few years older. But I think she'd be really fun to work with as a little kind of homecoming.
Yeah, she seems fun.
Thing.
And you also can bond over her literally being in the same school.
Exactly. I
Like,
just
you
think
know
that'd
the
be-
same teachers.
Yeah, everyone at home would love that.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. And she's done amazing for herself as well.
She's incredible. Like, she's had an
Didn't
amazing
she open
career.
for Ed Sheeran?
And Taylor Swift.
Oh, of course, and
Yeah.
Taylor. How did I not know that one? But yeah, no, she is great. So now here's the big question. What advice would you give to your 10-year-old self in regards to music?
I think I would tell 10-year-old Ace, I'd say, listen, you are going to enjoy it in the future, so just start practicing now and think of how good you could be. Like, the sooner you get into it, the better, I think, as with most things. Like, so I wish I could have said, just start. Like, I know you don't like it right now. Maybe I'd have said, have a go at playing something more fun, or just, It's tough. I don't know what little Ace would have responded to. If I said, you will enjoy it, so start enjoying it now, I probably wouldn't even be here. I'd have just, been stubborn about it. So.
Yeah. No, I'm stopping too. I know.
That's the way it goes, right?
I know what it's like. But yeah, just have faith. Everything works out eventually. You just got to start somewhere.
That's a really
That's how
kind
it
way of
is.
saying it.
You were just very real to
All right,
yourself.
start working now. Yeah.
Do you know what? Being real is a better way to be.
Honestly.
It's just you have to get to the point, really. Yeah, tell everyone, what are your socials? How can we find you? What apps do you use?
Yeah, so I'm on most social medias: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of that. My Instagram is Ace_Redman. That's REDMAN, and my TikTok is Ace Red Music.
A little play in your name, rather than Red Man, Red Music.
Well, Ace Redman was taken. I don't know who by, but we had to.
Oh, someone's pretending to be you now.
Exactly, we had to kind of make it a little
Yeah.
bit of wordplay.
Yeah, it's fun. It's more fun that way. Well, yeah, thank you so much for coming to chat to us.
Thank you much.
It's been great, and I got to learn so much about you and your music. So check out Ace, and yeah, it was great. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
The Alpha Sessions.